horrible, but it's not the end of the world.
He is pretty chill about it, all things considered.
Well, the actual video, which is available,
Oh, there's a video.
of responders coming to his aid. Well, the first people who got there. He's definitely in some type of shock. He's also still screaming. The reason that the patrons went out there is because they could hear his screams from the pond.
Okay.
So although he does not remember anything but falling, there was definitely a lot more to it, and he was very much conscious. At least, he wasn't conscious of what was going on, but he was still at that time conscious of what was going on.
Sure, I got
If
you, I
that
got
makes
you.
any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
He might have blacked out or whatever the deal was while it was happening, but he was still screaming, he was still fighting, he was still trying to swim back to shore and crawl his way out of the pond. When he got once the alligator ripped his arm off, he was able to get back.
Well, yeah, because the alligator is now occupied. You know, it's got something to eat.
He's got snacks.
Doesn't eat
Shut
less
up.
of it. You know, look, if you met this guy 10 years from now, and you did not know that story, sat down next to him in a bar, and you got around, what happened to your arm? Even if he told you the truth, I wouldn't believe it. Like, I would laugh when he first tells the story. He's like, hey, man, I was taking a leak behind the bar. Alligator ripped my arm off. There's no chance. I'd laugh because I think you're cracking a joke. I think I would believe him when he told me where he was. I think when he got to that point. But if he started with, I was taking a leak outside, alligator ripped my arm, I'd laugh, I'd chuckle, but like, no, seriously, man, what happened? I would not believe it.
Now we head to Pennsylvania. Have you ever had a bad day been sick of people? Sure, yeah, we all have.
In Pennsylvania? Sure.
Have you ever had one of those
Doesn't take
bad
long.
days and maybe just decided to pee all over someone else's stuff?
In Pennsylvania? Sure.
That's what separates most of us from Roger Young, the owner of Young's Pest Control. The 67-year-old Pennsylvania man was caught on camera taking his bad day outs on the living room of one of his customers. The video shows Young, who allegedly admitted to the incident, chasing a cat around his customer's apartment before deciding to urinate all over the living room floor. He is seen peeing on the floor, the couch, and a kid's toy box before noticing
come on,
the
man.
camera on the wall. Young had been hired to spray pesticides in the apartment. The manager of Ada Village Apartments told police at Young's Pest Control they've been using their services for all their pest control needs. There haven't been any other reports of Young dispersing his own special pesticide in any of the other apartments.
Here, it's
He
rain.
denied doing that, claiming this was the only time that he covered a customer's living room and pee. Although there's no way of really knowing that's for sure, the family whose living room he did pee in made the discovery by accident. They just happened to look back through their surveillance video a couple days after the incident.
I wish they would have
As a
kept
result
the
of the video,
railroad crossing.
the police department filed charges against Young. He
Well,
was charged
more
with criminal
kids could
mischief
die.
and disorderly conduct.
Oh,
When
the kids
asked
need to
why,
start paying
he
attention.
decided to urinate in the family's living room. Here's his answer. I was having a bad day.
Deaths are easily
And I'm sick of
preventable.
people.
Easily.
Police noted the family spent over $4,000 replacing carpet, the couch, and other items that Mr. Young there had urinated on.
I mean, I've had bad days, man. Good Lord. I'd wait to get home and just be miserable. All right, go home and punch a pillow. I would not think to myself, you know, man, I'm pissed off at work. Let's go to a hotel, babe. What? I just want to pee on the road.
Everything.
Right, or just right. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We go down to Castle's office to pee and...
What? A lot of people thought this was a joke at first, but apparently it is a real thing. Someone sent a letter to Slate.com's parenting advice column, asking why parents are now encouraging their little kids to poop outside. They said they keep seeing it in public parks and playgrounds, but no, they're not just going on the ground. They said parents are bringing, quote, little portable toilet bowls for their children to use. They set them up under the trees, within feet of playgrounds and picnic areas, so their kids can use them instead of public restrooms. They said it seems kind of gross, but because there's no sink, then they just go back to the playground and spread germs everywhere. So is it something that's actually common these days, according to Slate.com? Yes. He actually shamed the person for complaining. He claims it's always been. He thinks it might just be more common now because more parents are doing it because of the COVID pandemic and public bathrooms were a lot of the times closed. He said parents don't care if they're making random childless people uncomfortable, adding, quote, seems like the people who take issue with this are the same ones that have problems with moms breastfeeding in public.
Well, I think it's a little different, dog. Look, I've got kids. I don't want to watch your kid poop. You don't take them to the frickin' bathroom. Let them poop their pants. That's all. I mean, generally speaking,
And
the
to poop the cons.
pooping outdoors are people on 3rd Avenue and animals. Right? And it's just kind of understood because animals don't know what else
Every
to
once
do.
in a while, someone in an alley.
I mean, look, sometimes you got to go. I get it. But I never encourage my kids. What about with potty training? Potty training? You still want your kid to tell you have to go to the bathroom. I mean, I understand in theory you don't want them to do it in their pants. I do
Yeah.
get that. But still part of the whole thing, part of the whole, hey, we live in a society is right. Now that you know you got to poop, now you got to find a bathroom. And if you can't find a bathroom, most of us, and look, I pooped outdoors, right? It's not that, but not next to a playground, not next to your local Wendy's. I mean, like, you find a secluded place, and then you draw trial. So even if you teach your kid that, just like, hey, man, most people don't want to watch you do this.
No.
So if you do have to go, and there's nowhere to go, find a secluded place. I mean, my God, my kid, when he was like 3, at this point, my parents lived on Whidbey Island, I think it was, Bainbridge Island. And we're outside, and then pretty big property surrounded by trees. All right? My kid had to pee, so I'm going to take him inside. Even my mother goes, why the hell you go pee in the trees? You know, like any normal dude does. So I'm like, hey, man, you can go pee out here. He's like, no, I'm not going to pee out here. I don't, it's just the idea, frankly, of bunking. Okay, so maybe 6 months later, it occurred to him that, provided the circumstances correct, disappear behind the tree. All right, you can pee outside if you need to pee outside. Chicks do it, dudes do it, just what happens. But now we're back at my place. We're in the basement playing video games or something. There's a bathroom, honest to God, 5 feet away from where we're playing video games. And I see him walk up to the sliding glass door, opens it up, walks out in the yard, rips down his pants, and I'm like, whoa, no, you don't pee outside all the time, man. And so to me, it's just kind of the thing of like, if kids pooping outside, I get it, depending on extenuating circumstances, right? It's the same reason you see an adult pooping behind a tree. I understand what's going on in the world, brother, but it's the same thing I tried to say to my kid, like, look, you can go and see the trees and pee if there's a bathroom not readily available, but when there's a bathroom literally in front of you, in fact, if you're facing the TV, you can see the toilet. Like, go use the toilet. I'm not telling you to go outside. I'm saying if when you're outside you need to go, maybe you can find a place to go. And don't just stand in the middle of the yard door.
There was a guy that used to live in my neighborhood. He spent a lot of time out in front of a business that was just down the street. All right, and
Was this like a street person or a normal person?
yeah, street person.
Okay.
And he played the bongos. He was just one of those guys.
I know who it is, yeah.
That's how he made his money out there. But there was a small walkway in between the business and another establishment. It was kind of fenced in. So basically, the walkway that was fenced on both sides was the size of a sidewalk.
Okay.
So maybe 3-4 feet across. But it was adjacent to a building that didn't have any windows on that side, and the other side was kind of dumpsters. Typical. Good place to stuck in there.
Good is in quotation marks.
But when he laid it down on the concrete, it was apparently it was some stuff. So I can just remember. And this would piss off a lot because that was also a place where people lived. And the owner of the place, you could smell it from far around the corner. I mean, it was that strong. And the guy who owned the place, I won't say his name, but whatever. He'd walk outside, man, and I'd be walking around the corner because he was always just on a sweep, and he had the door open. It was a service. And he'd walk outside and go, God damn it, Salazar. And then the next thing you know, he's got his hose, you know, and he's out there. He's like, you wouldn't believe this. Look at the size of this thing. I'm just like, oh my God, dude. And he would do this on a daily basis. And it just...
Always the same spot?
So he put up a camera, because he kept denying that he was doing it.
Well, of course.
Right, so he put up a camera and said, come on in. Is this you, the last one? And he's like, well, maybe, man.
Maybe it was.
It's always been you. But the thing is, you're out in front of my place for business all the time. I know it's you.
Right.
Like, I know you're the one ducking in there. It's like, no, man, I would never do that to you, man.
Think about it, so this guy invested money in a camera just to prove that you're the guy that keeps pooping.
Keep moving, the serial pooper.
That is not where I want to spend money.
And you already know it's him. Everybody.
But he's going to deny it.
Everybody. Because people were trying to talk to him about it because he'd be hanging out with other guys, and then he would disappear in there. He'd be like, Salazar, man, quit doing that in there. Screaming at him from across the street. You know the other person I'm talking about. I was probably screaming at him.
Yeah.
So it's just...
I mean, if you're going to do it outside, again, the whole thing about doing it outside, like, try to hide it somewhere where not everyone has to see it. Right? They were talking about the Amazon buildings in South Lake Union a couple of years ago, but there was a massive one that had hit the wall. Same, it's kind of an alley, but it's not even a secluded alley. It's just literally a driveway between two buildings. So when you look at it, I mean, the entire public walks by here. You're never really secluded, but somebody probably late at night, they laid one down, hit the wall, but there was a massive pile sitting next to the dumpster. Right? And I remember looking at this, and I'm talking to someone, and I said, I feel so bad for the guys that have to clean this up. About 2 days later, it's still there. Day 3, no one cleans it up. They just physically moved the dumpster in front of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you.
I don't know. Even as a janitor,
This is getting annoying. Very fucking annoying.
On the dock, did all that stuff. Going down the Fremont
Why
Canal.
the stream
Going down the Fremont
cuts
Canal
out all of a
toward
sudden.
Ballard. And you're
Never
showing
had problems with it
On
before.
the Fremont Burke-Gilman Trail, there is a little dock that comes down. It's a little ramp, and there's just a small pier. It's not really a pier. It's just kind of like a place where you can sit there and watch the boats go by and everything else. But it's got a railing on it. There's a top rail and there's a middle that are metal. Now, I'm canoeing that direction, and there's just this bare ass
Oh, no.
that's sticking in between the two rails and hanging. I'm like, look at this guy doing everybody. You know, like, what is this guy doing? The next thing I know, I see a plop in the water.
Oh, no.
Now, this is like